Hey, everybody.
Oh, there you are. Oh, gosh. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you. It's good to see you, Rachelle. I just realized I didn't tag you on the Twitter, neither you nor Hedreich. So, oops. So I apologize for that. But everybody, we haven't seen anybody in over a week. I haven't seen you, Rachelle, in over a week. So this is great to see you. How was your weekend?
Wait, that's right. I haven't seen you since.
Yeah.
Because it was last Monday. We did. Oh gosh, it was the weekend. Like, yeah, it was good. The weather was good. I sat outside. You'd be very proud of me because I start the day by getting my cup of coffee, grabbing a book. I've been reading Lainey's book now, that you're Evolving Learner. And it's not just like this is three of them, but I've been reading. Finally, I started to read it a while ago, but then ran out of time. So I've been reading that on the deck every day and not even having my phone nearby, but usually because it's charging. But it's a good way to start the day. So I did that this weekend, just sat outside and, took some deep breaths, slow down a little bit. So how about you?
I love that. And I love that Barbara says that she hopes that we're thriving. And congratulations, Barbara, on your book. So
That's
cool.
right.
Thank you for joining us. I think it's great that you're finding more balance. And I'm just going to put up a little plug in there for your latest blog, which I read today, just the different kind of balance. I think finding balance is so important. I didn't do anything this weekend. And you know that I was really struggling on Friday. And so this weekend, we really focused on family. My son turned 10 today. So if he sees this, happy birthday, Ben. He's 10. Birthday. I can't believe it. And and I just felt a lot better this morning because I feel like taking a complete break sometimes of the flow, not working on the weekends, really helps me to have my creative side going again. I can't do it without a break. And it always seems like at the very end of the month, I'm just done. Like I just want to go. I just want to go away from everybody. I want to go to my own little place. I don't want to be around anybody, and I just want to sleep. Do you ever feel like that too?
Yes, but yeah, it depends. Like some days it's kind of weird. Like if I thrive on having like a lot of things to do, and not that it's just one thing. I like to be involved in a lot of different things, like to listen to podcasts or to read or to write or whatever, get outside or anything like that. And yeah, there's JB Donnelly. Literally, that's JB Donnelly. I like to have a lot of things scheduled, but then what I've been trying to do is not schedule, like pick one day during the week where I'm like, no meetings, no nothing, and just take a break. But honestly, like when I slow down too much, it drives me, I don't like it. I just feel like I'm missing out on something that I could be doing. And, I don't know, but there are days where I just feel like, yeah, I would like to just leave the computer shut and not look at anything, but I know that it's just going to triple by the time I would get back to it. So, but I enjoy it. I enjoy what I do and all of the different things that keep going. And now with school ending here at the end of this week for the summer, it's like, what am I going to do to fill that time? But the time is filled already. So, I do love your hair too. Okay.
Thanks, Kay. You are so sweet. I hear what you're saying, and I admire you so much. I feel like I'm missing out on books that I could be reading. So that's what I feel like. I'm doing all these things and I'm staying busy, but there's these books that I just thought that I could be reading. But I know if I start reading, that I'm probably not going to get to the things I need to do. But I am so glad for everybody here. I do want to tell another book that I've been reading, and I had a book chat with our guest I'm just about to bring up. What is the Black Lives Matter Movement by Hedreich Nichols? And I'm going to bring her up in just a second. And if you like our intro music, it was Hedreich's son at Swiss Chris on Bass on Instagram. He made this jam, and I actually commissioned him to make another jam for me. I don't know if Hedreich knows that. But let's bring up my wonderful friend. Our wonderful friend. And she is a writer, she's an author, she's an educator, she has an amazing YouTube series. Hedreich, how are you doing? Tell us all about you.
I am super, super excited to be here. Both of you guys. Actually, I've got the other one here, so there are two of them. Woo, match.
Yes, I need to get that one still, and I will.
And as you see, I've still got my my celebratory stuff up in the background. Small Bites just celebrated 50 episodes, the close season, and Yeah, I'm super excited about that. I'm also glad to be closing the season and not have to put on full makeup on Friday evenings.
Yeah.
Go out age, you know what I mean? So after work, just come in my Crocs and my work t-shirt and stopping off with friends and maybe having something to drink is usually enough. Coming home, getting fully made and dressed and then going out is not usually but it's actually a blessing to just be able to share and to have so much positive feedback from the last year, and to have so many people talk about what they're learning and being able to implement in the classes. So that's the reason for the books, both of them. What is the Black Lives Matter movement? What is anti-racism? Both of those, the podcast, all of that is just so that teachers can help to be more inclusive, so we can learn not to make some of the faux pas that we might make, that might be offensive, that we just don't know. So that's kind of my goal. And of course, teaching my 7th graders is the joy of my life right after being a mom. So.
Yes, I love it. So I actually follow your Small Bites. And I was telling you a little bit before we started talking, before we went on air, that your YouTube, it's so engaging. And you talk about things that other people find triggering, like you were just saying. Like, if you have an open mind and you really want to learn a new perspective, you are the most welcoming person that I have ever listened to, Hedreich. I don't even have that appeal to people because I tend to run people away and alienate people. And so I love listening to you because you're just so inviting. But what made you, and congratulations on 50 episodes, it's so cool. What made you decide to do this and to write your books?
Well, Small Bites actually started, my son was this cute little boy. His father's German, so he's mixed, which, as we know it, no one ever said that President Obama, the first mixed president, the first biracial president. So right. I have my own journey with that particular part. But so he's, fairly fair-skinned and has these cute little curls. And then all of a sudden he got taller than me and grew facial hair. And he started liking his hair like kind of Lenny Kravitz out. If you don't know Lenny Kravitz, he's like sexiest man alive. Lenny, if you're listening, baby, I'm here. I'm in North Texas. Okay, so right, yeah, give me those. So the world started to react differently, from, oh my God, Hedreich, he's so precious. He didn't change. He got taller. He's still this great kid, you've worked with my kid, just manable, kind, generous, spirited person. He didn't change, but the way the world viewed him changed. He suddenly became this black man, and I call it fear of the black man, all caps. And here in our neighborhood where he's literally grown up, someone down the street told him he was skating and said, you need to why don't you do that in your own neighborhood? He's like, Mom, what did he mean? This is my neighborhood. Well, it's more like, Mom, what did he mean? This is my own neighborhood. But, I heard this little boy, and he had this dream. It's actually the lead episode when you go to my channel. He had a dream about being harmed and what that was like. And so I've always been a voice in my circles and a voice to people I talk to. And I've talked about, when I taught music, I talked about 100 years of music and what the enslavement experience brought to popular music, for example. And so it's always been a thing, but having my mama bear heart be hurt because my baby was hurt made it more urgent and more necessary that I was a voice that was, I'm not just a voice in my circles, but a broader voice that people can hear. And being raised here in Texas and in the first generation I'm actually the first generation of post-Jim Crow, post-Black codes people. People, look at me. I'm not an old sepia picture. When you think of civil rights,
right.
John Lewis, he was old, and Martin Luther King, he's dead, and Harriet Tubman, she's been dead a long time ago. But I am the first generation of people born in a post-Jim Crow South. So Jim Crow South, civil rights law passed, I think, July 2nd, 1964. I was born the next year. Mm-hmm. Who had those modes, those protocols, those morals, they didn't suddenly think, yay, all right, kumbaya, let's all hold hands. That's not what happened. So the journey that people have made, I have lived with them, bumping heads with, well, how do I suddenly think that 1 minute you're an N-word and next minute you're my coworker, or I have to teach these children who I've taught that I can't even swim with or sit next to in a restaurant. So I have lived that experience, and knowing all of those people who I went to school with, those people who I taught with, those people who drove me to school with the Confederate flag in the back of their truck, those are the people that I am trying to reach, because now we're so polarized that it's either those people or it's the Confederate people, the Trump people, or the woke people. And last time I heard, it was one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So unless we are not patriots who believe in that, then we've got to get to a place where we come together. And so I use my voice to talk to the people who are furthest away from being inclusive, from understanding that it's not really about being woke or not being woke. It's about doing the best for your community or for the students in front of you.
Right.
Sorry. Wow, that's incredible, Hedreich. You just gave me like all these goosebumps, and I'm so glad that you are able to share so much of your heart, and you're, just so clearly. I absolutely love it, and I can see that you are right where you are supposed to be, doing everything that you are. And can you tell us a little bit why you decided to call it Small Bites?
Well, we talk about things like dismantling systemic racism. And that is a big term. And it's kind of like when you teach, if you have a project, I love project-based learning. It's my favorite thing. As a matter of fact, almost everything's a project. And I give them the whole project. So they have an overview, but then we work on one little part at a time. And I was actually having a talk with my friend Barbara Bray, and we were talking about eating the equity elephant. And you can only do it you can't dismantle a system, but you can take down a brick. You can take out a little scoop of dirt. Maybe your one scoop of dirt today is just listening to us here talk about how to be inclusive and how to include all populations. And maybe that's all you can get to. There's the thought that, maybe something I think, maybe I could examine it a little closer. And then maybe next week you can listen to it again and think, hey, that makes sense. That doesn't, but that does. So just one small bite at a time.
I love that. And in your last episode, you talk about like confirmation bias. And I feel like if when we are so stuck in our own mindset and we feel uncomfortable to go and to leave a new and to find something new, we often close that door really quickly when we're triggered. But I absolutely love what you're saying. I really do feel like even people and I used to be one of those people, so I can say this, I know where I'm coming from. Like when you start to see little doubts come, little red flags of what you've always heard or what people have always told you. And then you start to see that maybe there's this little chance that it could be different, that what other people are saying could be true. And then you dig into that a little bit deeper. And then it does open up your world to new things, to new ideas, to new people, which I think is always what you were talking about, like the way to, unity. So I'm not being eloquent, but I'm just saying what, what really comes.
Truth is more eloquence all day.
I'm gonna put your information. Sorry. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I always wondered where you got Small Bites from, but hearing the story, and of course Barbara Bray, love hearing about Barbara and all the work she does too, but makes sense. And you're right, just because with anything, if you start something and you think oh my gosh, I have to learn all of this, or I have to do all of this. I mean, we want to break it down into something that is doable or chunks or whatever it is. Even just looking at daily life, right? Our long list of things. If we look at that whole list, it's like Melody, I'm just gonna walk away from it. But hey, Linda, but if you look at just pieces, and so that's true for us. It's so great to see her. It's true for us. I mean, just without being educators, just daily life. I mean, whatever we have to do, just break it down into small pieces. But for our students, setting a model for that too, these conversations, a year ago, I was invited to be part of a panel discussion, and I was like really nervous because it's not something that I had grown up talking about. I wasn't, and even in my education courses, like it just wasn't discussed, like equity and diversity and inclusion. Like these were topics that were not part of my experience. I mean, granted, like being in the classroom, unfortunately, I'm connected, so I can learn from people like you and everybody else of like, what are resources? What are books? What are podcasts? Whatever. In the last couple of, I could say the last couple of months, it might be actually the last month, who knows at this point, I did in the Microsoft Educator community, or Microsoft Educator Center. I did a couple courses, and it was like on equity and diversity, and Ken Shelton there was so much in there. Like I could not believe it. And then last night, I actually just through EST finished, they have like these micro courses, and it is ensuring equity and inclusion in online learning, if I got that right. But there was just so much there. And what I liked about it, and it ties back to like the small bites, is like they put it into modules. So if you're looking at the big picture and you're like, oh my gosh, there's so much to this, where do I begin? But it breaks it down into like a focus. And then there's these activities, and it has you looking at like your identity chart and looking at learner variability and all of these different topics, of which like a year ago, I would have been like, what is that? But now like I've been working in these small bites building up. And so I feel much more confident and comfortable in having these discussions. So, but still learning, of course. I mean, we're always learning.
We all are, we all are. And, I tell people, they say, oh my God, you know so much. I said, I know so much because I do small bites. I got the same education you got. I have the same, talk about learning gaps. I got the same learning gaps that everyone else. It's not like, I said, hey, hello, Texas. There's a lot of stuff that was kind of just glossed over. And so, yeah, we're all still learning.
Yes. And Linda said that she loved your 50th episode, and I wanted to share that with you. And I mean, and the reason that we do this is because we want to reach our students. We don't want to start over. I think I talked with you like a few months ago. We're not interested in starting all the way over every generation. Like this has got to be a change that we keep going for our students and for a better future for them. And I just think it's wonderful that you do this. And I'm going to flash this on the screen again. So check out Hedreich. Follow her on Twitter. You can see that on. And here we go. And here is her YouTube. But yeah, and we talked about earlier too about teachers just doing everything that they can to reach all of their students. And so with that, I was like, Rachelle, that's what you wrote your book on. And so Rachelle's book right now is really cheap.
I said, what book? Like,
I know. I was going to.
Yeah, Amazon is doing, and I've heard this from several people, like well, everybody knows. You go on Amazon and like something you bought last week, it's probably not the same price this week. It varies. But the book, I mean, it just came out in December. It was $25, and they kept dropping it, and it's been $11.86 for the last 3 days. And so if you want 38 educator stories from around the world and 200 pages for that price, free shipping if you got Prime, now's the time to do it. Lots of great stories in there. I wasn't trying to just sell the book. I mean, I like the stories. So,
hey, what are you doing? And that's okay, because this summer I'm planning on reading a lot. And you're doing, for Small Bites, Hedreich, you are doing like a summer series of more smaller, but I don't want to say more smaller.
You're doing small bites. I actually have the camera done pretty much. The smallest of small bites, summer shorts. So they'll be 15, 30 seconds, and I'm looking forward to those. Those are kind of neat.
Yeah, and you've already put at least one out, I feel like.
Yeah, there's a teaser, and I went to vote Saturday, and since like Jim Ross, the mayor, the newly elected mayor was out there, and Michael Glaspie, he was the candidate, his family was out there, so I was like, hey, cool, Small Bite summer shorts. So that was nice.
Yeah. That is so cool. What are you planning, both of you? I'm asking you and anybody that's watching, what are y'all planning on doing? We talked about having a balanced, professional life, and Rachelle just wrote a blog on that. What are y'all planning on doing this summer?
I'm seeing friends. I am actually seeing friends. I am seeing friends, like physically seeing them and touching them. I am getting hugs, and I'm super excited. And I am not dragging my son to and from work, which is like super awesome. And that's been happening for like 9 days. I don't have to go sit in parking lots and wait on him. He's been working since he was 14. God love him.
Wow.
And that's what I'm doing. I am not driving my child to work, and I am seeing grown-up friends and hugging.
You're getting lots of extra time on your hands.
Right. And the rest of it, the real answer to this question is, the rest of it, I don't know. I got to figure that out. Like, who am I now?
Right. That's nice to be able to like explore new options and things, right? Like, what do I do with this time now? Maybe you just do nothing and just enjoy it until you figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And write, of course, I'm writing, so I'm always writing.
Yeah, me too.
Because you have another book coming out.
I've got actually 4.
Wow.
So Cherry Lake Publishing has tapped me for 3 more trades. I just finished one today. It's really exciting on, you probably heard about the Tulsa massacre that we just celebrated the 100-year anniversary of that, unfortunately. Well, the other incident. And so it's about Black Wall Street and Haiti in North Carolina and West Oakwood and all of these thriving Black communities that were kind of these wealthy bourgeoisie and upper class Black communities that we really don't know much about. Again, that learning gap from history. So it's that, one on Black excellence in STEM, and one on the Harlem Renaissance. So I'm super looking forward to that. And then, of course, my Solution Tree strategy book is in pre-production, and that's coming out slated for early December.
Dang, that is awesome. That is awesome.
Wow.
Yes. So cool.
I love props.
So before we go to Would You Rather, do you want to tell us what you're going to be doing for this summer, Rachelle?
Sure. If you read the blog that was posted today, it's pretty much it, because I was just thinking, like, what could I know? EST Live is coming up at the end of the month, so I have some sessions. I'm attending and presenting, and then Future Ready Nebraska, our friend Andrew Easton is involved with that. That is a free conference. That's next Monday and Tuesday. And then let's see what else. Yeah, EST Live, and then I may go to the Model Schools Conference later in the month. We will see, but definitely.
Will you go to it? Will you
I'm
go
thinking
in
about
person?
I'm thinking about it because it has been it's been so long, a year and a half. So we will see, but just looking forward to seeing family and some friends in July, some of our friends, including you, I hope, in July, just saying. So, yeah.
I hope so. I would love to see both of you, and I hope to travel. I don't know if I'm going to get to, I'm hoping that I'll get to go places, but yes, I'm with you both. I want to hug people and I want to see people, and I don't know, there's something about getting double vax. It feels good. Like, I don't know, I feel free. I feel so worried.
And I was worried about getting it, but the feeling after I'm glad.
Mm-hmm. And I'm still alive, and I feel like I still have my own free thoughts. Just putting it out there, it's what I'm saying. But anyway, are you guys ready for some Would You Rather?
Oh God, yeah, I love Would You Rather.
Okay. Hopefully, I got some good questions. We'll see. All right. Question number 1: Would you rather lose all of your money and valuables, or lose every picture that you have ever taken?
Pictures.
Can I just lose weight?
Now I'm losing pictures. I'm losing pictures. Yeah. Much as I
okay, wait.
Yeah, that's a tough question, because I have some pictures that are not, on digital, they're not up in the cloud somewhere. They're actually legitimately I got to pull out the negatives. So it depends, because if I couldn't, I could keep working. I'm going to keep working. And so I'm really overanalyzing this. Usually I don't even answer. So I don't know why I'm trying to go through it now, but
it's tricky.
It is tricky.
In the back of my head, I am thinking, well, everything's in the cloud, or most of the stuff's in the cloud. I'd only lose a few, but nah, every possession would be hard.
Yeah, it would be that's true. It would be, although it would probably help me with cleaning, because there's a lot of stuff I need to clean up. But
this is true. But Renee, I would lose my coffee machine. I would lose my French press.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
I really feel like I would probably crawl in a corner and like in the fetal position if I lost all my pictures.
Wow.
I know. I
do feel
be
like
very
that.
sad.
But I would love to lose all my weight.
I'll take some of that.
All right. Next question. Would you rather be a detective or a pilot?
Oh, detective. Nancy Drew, Hardy Boys, Murder, She Wrote, Charlie's. I just, all of them. SVU, current, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd like to be a detective.
Could I do it with Shamar Moore?
Oh, yeah.
Be a detective.
Yeah.
Be a detective.
I'm picking Criminal Minds and Shamar Moore too.
Right?
Like going back to the Young and the Restless days where he started, then the Criminal Minds. Yeah. He has some new show now too. And I don't know, I forget what it's called.
Yeah, I saw it on Netflix. I've actually got to check that out. You're right. SWAT.
Oh yeah, SWAT. Yeah. So
that's good. Yes.
I haven't seen it yet, so I got to see it. Yeah.
Mal,
my neighbor is a detective. I would not fly people. No, I would be a detective, but my neighbor, she is a real detective, and it's pretty amazing. Like I live next door to an amazing detective. Just saying.
That is cool.
It's
cool.
Can I say this on air? She's badass. So just like, I just said
it. You did say it, so it's like out there. So yeah. All right. Next question. I'm gonna move that one along. Would you rather be a wizard or a superhero? I'm going superhero.
I'm going wizard. I don't have time to be solving everybody's problems.
Saving people, you mean? Forget it.
Well, I think I'm going to take wizard because then I can do all the superhero things, but just like with a wand. You know what I mean? With a cup of coffee in one hand, and I can just wave it away.
I'm with you.
All right. I got 3 more questions. Question 1. Would you rather have $1 million in pennies or $100 million worth of ice cream?
What?
I didn't make it up. I just asked it.
Pennies.
But it would be like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, I'm going ice cream because I could upsell it and make more than the 100 million.
That is true.
Yeah.
Or it melts.
So I have it. Is it like somewhere where I can actually, like, it's not all going to be delivered to my house? Because I'm envisioning the, my UPS guy, my Amazon Prime guy, dropping off $100 million worth of ice cream in Texas, and I'm like,
oh my gosh.
I don't think so. The Swan Man.
Yeah, Swan Man. Oh my gosh. Okay, next one. Would you rather be able to slide down a rainbow or jump on a cloud?
Ooh.
I feel like you should be able to do both. That's what the Care Bears
You can't. The game is would you rather, so you have to pick one.
I'm gonna jump on a cloud because I don't want to be that when you go down a really steep roller coaster and your stomach drops. I'm not a fan of that.
That's what I was thinking. It's like those rainbows are pretty big. That's gonna go really fast. Like, I'll like clouds, fluffy.
Oh my gosh!
Right. Take a nap where nobody can find me.
Yeah, that too. I mean, a nap would be good. So, okay, last one. Would you rather spend 1 year working in law enforcement or 1 year working as an astronaut in space?
In space.
I'm going law enforcement. I'm sticking with the whole detective thing.
Law enforcement. For sure. I mean, where does your poop go anyway when you're in space?
That I don't want to know.
It sure doesn't fly around, I hope.
I mean, there's no gravity.
Bad choices.
Yeah, there's no gravity, so I'm just trying to. I'm going to actually look that up. That would be a great question for my kids to research next year.
I bet you have to poop in like a bag. I bet you have to poop in like some sort of bag where it just.
But it's got to have suction because
It has to
Oh my
suck it
gosh.
because it will just go away.
Right. So how do we get on this show? What was it? Yeah, law enforcement.
I couldn't do either one. These are not things that I could not choose. I'm just gonna say I'm just gonna be me because I'm not that strong to be those two things.
I would love to do. I'm doing small bites, so to be able to do that in law enforcement for a year, that's like,
yes,
oh,
that'd be pretty amazing.
Mhm.
Totally, that would be totally amazing. Well, we have come to the end of our show, but Hedreich, it was so amazing that you were here with us today. I love connecting with you. I can't wait to hug you in real life. I know I feel like it'll be within the next year. I hope so, you know?
Yep.
Ladies, thank you so much for having me. I have enjoyed this time with y'all lovelies very, very much.
Me too. Good to see you.
Tell Chris we said hello. Yes.
I will.
And everybody, we'll see you. Yeah, we'll see you back on Friday. And take care. Thank you for watching. And you can catch us every Monday and Friday in our Facebook community, facebook.com/group/thrive and edu. We'll see you on Friday. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.